Hi Sag, I hope that everybody's doing well. Before we get into this, I would like to set the intention for this to be a space where everyone allows themselves to feel seen and validated, and ultimately for this to be a safe space and a healing space in alignment with everyone's highest good. Interesting. I was looking at the tower. Oof. The tower popping out. There may be somebody that you're not expecting to interact with that you do come into contact with or have some type of interaction with. Let's see if this comes through. Okay, so I'm seeing something that you're working on. For some of you, there's something that you're studying. A lot of disciplined work. Because I'm looking at Saturn here. You may feel like there are a lot of karmic tests that you've been going through lately. But you know that it's going to pay off for you. Because when we see Saturn, what Saturn wants from you, even though Saturn's lessons are very difficult, what Saturn wants from you is hard work, strategic planning. And even though what Saturn brings, again, is very difficult, the reward of completing Saturn's lessons is something very grand. So I'm seeing you kind of be in the midst of working through something. For some of you, this is about stuff that you're studying. For others, there could be some adjustments that you're making too. There could have been something that ended that you're moving on from. Yeah. I'm seeing like something that you're adjusting to. Maybe something as well that has come full circle or completed now that you're like maybe sad that it's over, something like that. But I'm seeing the more patient you are with your process, I'm seeing you stepping into a place where you're feeling much better. I'm seeing something raising with your energy here. The more time you give yourself, it's like I'm seeing your confidence go up as well. For some of you, you're working through a relationship. For some of you, I'm seeing you learning about karma here as well. It's like understanding that something was a karmic test. Maybe a karmic relationship that you were in too. I'm hearing karmic setup. I'm seeing something that you learned, something coming to an end, and something that you're kind of looking back at. Again, feeling like sad or disappointed by. I'm looking at Neptune popping out here. Maybe something as well. Like you could have learned the truth about a relationship, and this is something that you're taking the time to see differently. Like if you went through some type of karmic situation with someone, obviously if something has ended that you were enjoying or had enjoyed parts of, there's going to be a sense of like nostalgia and missing that thing. But maybe at one point in time you looked back at it and it was like filled with regret and sadness, and that was all you felt. And maybe now you're giving yourself the time to kind of see things from a different perspective and be like, where was the lesson in that? I'm getting something like this here. It's like, what did I need to learn from that situation that I was in? Maybe also learning to take care of yourself differently too. For some of you, there's something going on with work as well. Maybe gaining a sense of confidence at work. And it's like the more confident you are, the more that's benefiting you as far as what you're doing. I'm getting something about mixed feelings here. But the more you're reflecting, the more you're resolving whatever this is. Again, I'm getting something about mixed feelings. It's almost like you're feeling emotion after emotion, and you're trying to like kind of weave your way through whatever it is that you're feeling. And the more time you have to yourself to sit and think, the easier it is to like sort out everything emotionally for you. And I'm seeing things become very clear, especially emotionally. Yeah, I'm seeing for some of you going like deep within the psyche to understand what's going on there. This could also be affecting you at work too. But I'm seeing you make progress with whatever this is. It's almost like getting to the bottom of all of your feelings, and it's like rather than focusing on things in a black and white way, it's like understanding the whole spectrum of all of the emotions that you're feeling. And I'm seeing a lot about waiting here, like wading into your emotions, and also waiting, being patient with things, because I'm looking at Temperance, I'm looking at the Hanged Man, I'm also looking at the Hermit here. I was hearing the Emperor, maybe something going on with Aries in your chart. And it's a lot about sitting and like coming into your body, grounding your energy and being like, what's going on? What am I feeling? This is about acknowledging your emotions. It's about processing your emotions. It's about giving yourself the time to feel everything that you're feeling too. Something deeply psychological that you're moving through right now to understand what's going on there. I'm seeing you making progress with this. Also understanding too, like what you feel you deserve as well. It's like, especially when it comes to energetics, it's like, how do you want to enter into a space and interact with someone? And how do you expect to be interacted with? How do you want to be treated? Like, how do you want to show up for someone? How do you want them to show up for you? So I'm looking at Saturn here. I'm looking at Sagittarius. I'm looking at Neptune, Pisces, Virgo. I'm definitely getting something about like a type of sadness or like melancholy that you're moving through right now, Sagittarius. But it's almost like a very big transition that you're moving through at this point in time. And that may also be, you may feel like you're in a bit of a waiting period right now, but it's because you need time for yourself to kind of process and move through whatever it is emotionally, spiritually that you're going through right now. So I'm looking at Jupiter popping out with the Wheel of Fortune. Now I'm getting something about karma. Karma. For some of you, there's a return of someone. I'm getting, it's like, I'm seeing something about a clock here, and it's like somebody coming back through. I'm not seeing you take the offer from this person. You could be doing shadow work right now as well. For some of you, you could have been working with someone that you feel like was in... I'm hearing self-serving. It's like somebody you were working with that you don't like the vibe of. I'm seeing you moving out of this collaboration with whoever this person was. This can also be part of your shadow as well. Maybe there was something that you didn't realize you were doing, or like something shadowy that was happening that you're moving away from. This can be a habit. This can be an environment. This can also be somebody outside of yourself. But it's come time to make a decision is what I'm getting here. To move to a place of healing. Because you want to be happy. It's like, maybe something happened and you feel like karma caught up with you in a way. Again, it could just be habits that you habits that you were doing, or like your shadow coming out and wanting to impulsively do something. But I'm seeing big healing that you're doing here. Not for everybody. For some of you, this was somebody outside of yourself that you're moving away from, but it's because you're deciding to heal. And this can be a group of people that you feel like you were interacting with that kind of keep you in a shadow space too. And maybe that's also something that you're realizing as well. It's like, as much as you like being around these people or hanging out with them or working with them, you recognize as well that it's like their karma was also kind of following you around too. I'm getting something like that here. And it's like, if you want to make the decision now to heal, you're going to be feeling much happier. Like, you're going to be transitioning into a space where you're feeling fulfilled, where you're feeling happy, but it's about making that decision to heal and to get into alignment. So this is like habits that you could have adopted, whether it was from these people or they were encouraging you to maintain certain habits. I'm seeing you move away from all of it because you want to focus on yourself here and finding your way. And you recognize you have to bring justice to a situation. I'm getting so strongly that this is about separating yourself from something that's really been pulling on your energy or reinforcing like self-destructive habits, something like that, Sagittarius. And you know that if you're focusing on the healing journey, that everything is going to balance out really beautifully for you. But it's like you feel conflicted about this. The thing is that I'm getting that, like, it's almost like even though you recognize that being around these people, like, affects your energy or reinforces things for you, it's still hard to walk away, I'm getting. Because obviously, like, there's definitely some sort of attachment. Like, you have some type of working relationship with these people, and that's what makes it difficult to move away from them. There could have also been situations in the past. It's like, if you look back and remember, you could have been like by the universe being guided away from these people, and you may have remained in a situation. And maybe in looking back, you're kind of seeing how the universe was like trying to push you out of certain relationships or certain patterns that you had. And maybe you're recognizing that you stayed where it was comfortable for you because it's what you knew, it's what you were familiar with. But it's like, now it's come time where it's kind of like do or die. I'm seeing a situation where it's like, even though you feel conflicted, you know it's come time to absolutely make a decision now. Like, it can't be stalled anymore. Some type of action has to be taken. So it's almost like before the universe may have presented you with like opportunities to move out, and it's like now you kind of have to move away from this group of people. And maybe you're also recognizing that the reason that you feel conflicted, like separating from whoever these people are, it's because that's also part of your shadow too. Like, it feels comfortable to hold yourself or lower your standards to whatever it is of this group of people. And you know that you're going to have to raise your standards if you move away. And that means also holding yourself accountable in a different way too. And this is something that all of us experience too, as well. Because everyone has Sagittarius somewhere in their chart, so... Focusing on your healing is what is going to help you with this internal conflict that you've been feeling. And if you feel like you're in a place where you're like, I don't even know what it means to be focusing on my healing, or I don't even know how I would start that, or I don't know what step to take or what direction to go into, it's like, imagine somebody that you know, or somebody that you look up to, that you feel is on like some type of elevated path, and be like, what would they do in this situation? And use that as a reference. I just saw 1444 on the time. Or find some sort of mentor, or somebody that you feel like is going to be a positive influence for you. some type of guide, some type of mentor. Now I'm seeing the more you're following your intuition, it's like the more at peace you're feeling as well, and the less conflicted you feel at that. But there are definitely some emotional attachments that you need to let go of, need to release. You may also be realizing that you have some type of codependent relationship with this group of people too. For some of you specifically, I'm getting that you work with this group of people. But you know that in order to feel empowered, you have to let it go. It's like in order to actually realize and step into your energy, you have to move on, you have to let go. It's like whatever cycle this is, whatever energies, and I'm getting these are also energies outside of you. It's not just your energy, Sagittarius. It needs to be let go of so you can move through. Because if you're around certain people, you're going to start like being affected by their karma as well. And this is also about that too. So I'm looking at Jupiter here. I'm looking at Aquarius. I'm looking at Libra. All right, my friends, we are going to end it here. I would like to thank everybody for joining. Thank you for tuning in. I'm wishing everybody love and light and healing, and I hope to catch you guys next time.